Hi everyone, I'm Ethan Kinesha. Thank you so much for visiting my YouTube channel today. This is the show where I give a bunch of opinions about the latest news in the world of movies and give you my insight into what it all means. So the first story that I wanted to talk about today, and really this could be the basis for the whole episode, is this whole X-Men release date changes that Fox just announced the other day. And the first one, and I think is quite honestly the biggest one, is that Deadpool is now being released in 2018, May 18th, 2018. Now, it's like might not really seem like a really big deal at first glance. You think, oh, Deadpool's just moving up 2 weeks, moving from June to May. But I really think that there's a lot more to the story than meets the eye. Just because there's two really big factors. One of which is that Avengers Infinity War is opening almost about 2 weeks before Deadpool 2. And the second one is that Han Solo is opening 1 week after Deadpool 2. Now you might just think, oh, well, it's the summer movie season. That's what happens. There's crowded release dates, big movies open up every week. That's just how it is. But that's not necessarily true. And for one thing in particular, it's definitely not usual for two big budget superhero movies to be opening within 2 weeks of each other. That just really doesn't happen. So I really think it is a mistake for Deadpool 2 to be opening in May, just because you have Avengers Infinity War, which is most likely going to be the biggest movie of the year. Pretty much every Marvel MCU movie is a enormous success financially, critically, and audience. You have Deadpool 2 opening 2 weeks later is just a very bad idea, because the same audience that's going to go see an Avengers movie is going to go see a Deadpool movie without a doubt. So why would you open Deadpool 2 2 weeks after Avengers Infinity War? It just doesn't make sense to me, because movies are becoming very expensive, and it also becomes a treat for families to be able to go to the movie theater and go see a movie. And I just have a hard time believing that a lot of audiences are going to be going to the movie theater to go see a superhero movie, that being Avengers Infinity War, and then going to see another superhero movie 2 weeks later, Deadpool 2. They might just be thinking, oh, I just saw a superhero movie last week or a couple weeks ago. I really don't need to go see that movie, another superhero movie again. I'm kind of good for now. Then you also run into the scenario of the fans that can't afford to go see multiple movies, like maybe one movie a week or something, and they loved Avengers Age of Ultron, but then they decide, or Avengers Infinity War, but then they decide, oh, well, should I go see Avengers Infinity War again? Or should I go see Deadpool 2? The odds are they're going to see Deadpool 2 because they want to see both movies. So while I think that Avengers Infinity War is going to have a very strong opening weekend, a very strong second weekend, I think you're going to see a really big decline in the box office for Avengers Infinity War in the third weekend and going on after that, just because I really can't see audiences going back to the theater multiple times to go and see Avengers Infinity War, and that's what has to happen for a movie to be a success financially. People have to be wanting to go to the movie again and again and again. You can't just have people going to see the movie once or twice and then not going back to the theater. So while I think Avengers will still be successful, I do think it will take a slight financial hit, because people would rather go see Deadpool 2 for the first time than go see Avengers a second or third time. But then you also get into the issue of how successful Deadpool 2 can be, because let's be honest, more people are looking forward to Avengers Infinity War than Deadpool 2. So you have to think that people are going to go see Avengers Infinity War and then just think, oh, well, we don't really need to go see another superhero movie again. So I think that's going to affect the box office as Deadpool 2, without a doubt. There's not that many fans that are like, oh, there's another superhero movie coming out in 2 weeks, let's go see that. They're like, oh, no, I'm good. I just saw one. We don't really need to see that, but I'll catch that when it comes out on home video. So I think that will affect it. What I also think will affect it is Star Wars. Look, whatever you think about The Last Jedi, there's no doubt that it's an incredibly successful movie. It's made over $1 billion. What you do have to consider, though, with Deadpool 2 is that a lot of people are going to go see Han Solo. They just are. It's Star Wars. The brand carries the name. People want to go see a Star Wars movie. So I think you're definitely going to get a lot more people who are going to want to go see a Star Wars movie rather than a Deadpool movie. So that's definitely going to take away some money from it. And I also think that Deadpool 2 could potentially take away some money from Han Solo, because people will have just seen, who knows, maybe they've just seen Deadpool 2 or Avengers, and they just decide, we don't really need to go to another movie. That's the third one. And you also have to think about, most people aren't really all that excited for Deadpool 2 or for Han Solo. So then you get into the idea of, are people really going to go see Deadpool 2 and then Han Solo when they're really not all that excited for a Han Solo movie? And probably people aren't going to want to go see 2 movies within 2 weeks. It's just really something to consider. And then the second story that I want to talk about was that New Mutants is moving back 10 months. And this is reportedly because of reshoots. Now, usually reshoots are not that big of a deal when it comes to a big budget movie. They're budgeted in the production schedule. Actors are already signed on to them to return if there needs to be extensive reshoots. But when you have 10 months, a delay of 10 months, that's kind of a bad sign. You're going to end up reshooting potentially more than half of this movie. And I heard that was because they wanted more of a horror vibe to it. And I don't know what trailer you guys saw, but there was definitely a lot of horror in that New Mutant trailer. So I really don't understand what they say that they want more of a horror vibe in this New Mutants movie. I mean, you got the horror already. Don't make it too graphic or too scary because you think that's what's going to be trending in 2019. Don't do that. Make a good movie. Do that first, and then include horror elements in there that you think will work. Don't go in and start reshooting the movie because you think you can add more scary elements to it. Don't do that. The movie's good the way it is, then don't touch it. If you think that the movie needs more work on the story or character development, then obviously do that. So while I'm in support of them doing reshoots if it makes the movie better, I'm all for that. What I'm not in support of is them just going in and doing reshoots because they want to make the movie scary. I don't think that's a good idea at all. And 10 months is a long time, so I think they're going to be reshooting a significant amount of this movie. You have to think they can maybe shoot for 3 months and then edit and do post-production for 7 months. That's a lot of reshooting for a single movie. And the third story is that Gambit is moving back a couple more months. And quite honest, this story really isn't that big of a deal. Yes, it is a big story because it's another X-Men movie that's really stage change. But quite honestly, this project has gone through so much drama and behind the scenes stuff that really at this point, who's really surprised? I still think there's a possibility that this movie doesn't come out at all, considering that this movie was supposed to come out, I believe, in 2016. And it obviously never happened. And then I believe like 4 directors have come and left from this project. This just seems like a doomed movie to me, and we'll definitely see if it comes out. I think that if I had to put money on it, I would say that this movie is released, but I would not be shocked at all if we got to 2019 and this movie just is canceled because they can't find a director and they need too much money to make it, because really a Gambit movie should not be costing over $25 million, maybe max at 50. I think I saw a report that they were asking for a budget of about $150 million, which is just completely ridiculous and unnecessary for a Gambit movie. Do what you did with Deadpool. Do what you did with Logan. Make kind of a gritty. It doesn't even have to be gritty, but make a low budget X-Men movie. It's worked. It's been proven to work. You did it with Deadpool. You did it with Logan. I don't see why you can't do that with Gambit. Gambit's a relatively unknown character. You're definitely not going to make that much money off of a Gambit movie. I think having Channing Tatum at the star will help, but you're not making it a $700 billion movie. There's just no chance. So have a lower budget movie, and then hopefully they'll be able to make a large profit off of it. If they don't, doesn't do well at the box office, then it won't hurt them that badly. And hopefully, if the budget's small enough, they'll be able to make at least a little bit of money off of it. Anyways, guys, that's all my thoughts about all this X-Men shakeup, about Deadpool, about New Mutants, about Gambit. It's not important what I think. It's important what you guys think. Comment down below what you think about all of this. Is this really just not a big deal at all? Am I making too much of a big deal about this, or am I correct? If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe for more. And until next time, goodbye.